This shirt has a hidden meaning. Maybe you could figure it out if you're smart. By the looks of this, I look like an alcoholic, but I'm an artist, okay? Don't judge me. I am Manic, and welcome to another episode of Psych Ward Crafts Time. Today we'll be continuing the maze that I started drawing. I want to start each episode with a Bible verse and a prayer to Jesus, just to keep me grounded and humble. Got the shaved dome. The Bible verse for today's episode is out of Colossians chapter 3, verse 23, which says, "Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord, and not for men." Let us pray. Dear Lord Jesus, I thank you for the opportunity to have all the comforts of life and to be able to do art, have that time and ability to do writing and have my cats and my home and have a job, have multiple job opportunities. And I just want you to know that I'm grateful for everything that I have in this life, and I know I'm not doing a good enough job and taking advantage of every opportunity that comes my way. Please help me to do better for my own sake, and help me to not say some stupid stuff on video. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. As a person who's watching this, you may think, wow, this is a great Christian channel for me to watch. Okay, you may think that. But I don't know if you want to give me that label. As a Christian channel, here's what I'm going to talk about right now, is how I am a fan of the show Kill Tony. That's on YouTube and some on Netflix. They have episodes. I love Kill Tony. Now, that's probably not a Christian show. Definitely not promoting that. But you never know what you're going to get on a Kill Tony episode. But I like Kill Tony. It's a unique show that has gained a lot of success for good reason, because it gives people opportunity to showcase their comedian, comic, whatever you want to call that, their comedy chops. Give them 1 minute. Everybody gets a minute to do jokes, and then they interview the person, and sometimes that goes well depending on the personality of the person. And I really love that show. I think it's great. I think it's good for comedy. I think it's good for, society to have that free speech, open format to get in front of people, and you know if it's good or bad, you'll know, because you can't fake it. And there's people down there that I don't like. Some of the regulars even I don't like, but some I do. And I've always enjoyed comedy. I know most of it is not really like promoting good Christian values. I think most comedians probably aren't Christians. I think some are, maybe more now than they used to be. But I like comedy. I'm able to, as a believer in Jesus. You can call me a Christian if you want to. I feel like that's a label earned, not claimed. And that's my opinion of that. So I don't like claiming it for myself, because I don't feel like I live up to it. Maybe at times, but not every day, all day, every day. I don't know if I deserve to be compared to Jesus, which is what a Christian is striving to be, I guess. But anyway, that's just a philosophy view of mine of it. But I I can listen to people who don't believe what I believe, and you know, not let it influence me to agree with them. I will see the points that they have to make and agree with what makes sense to me, and what doesn't, I will just reject. And of course, when I'm watching comedy on YouTube and I can't interact with anybody, I can't be like, well, I don't like this. No, I just dismiss it and move on. Now, there's this one guy on Kill Tony that I saw that is doing like, basically, he's doing kind of like interpretation or inspiration or complete copy of Mitch Hedberg. The guy's name's Keegan Carmichael, and he's been on Kill Tony a few times, and I think he's good, but he's doing exactly like what Mitch Hedberg would be like, and I don't think he's changing it much. Now I don't know if this guy is Kill Tony thinks something peculiar about this man. Is he just this is his genuine self that just so happens to be like Mitch Hedberg, or is he doing a deliberate copy of Mitch Hedberg? I don't know about that. I think he needs, in my opinion, to change it up a little bit more, try to be different and unique. You could be inspired by Mitch Hedberg, but you need to try to like make yourself a little bit different, hopefully in a more positive, successful angle rather than a subdued, less fun one. So that's a problem. And I've noticed that he is not the only one who is emulating or inspired or copying very successful comedians of the past. There's a few other ones that I've noticed. Maybe on a smaller scale, there's a guy named Ryan Davis that I believe is maybe not doing exactly an impression of a Patrice O'Neill, which I really like Patrice O'Neill, but he's doing a lot of his same viewpoints, I guess, the way the jokes and the angles that he's taken on certain jokes and ideas that he has is he's got to be inspired by Patrice. I wouldn't doubt it. I think he's not copying him as much, and but still, I can see the influence there. So maybe he could be successful, or he could just be compared to Patrice O'Neill, like you doing your best, Patrice O'Neill. The Mitch Hedberg guy is definitely too obvious. He's doing the same like voice and mannerisms, everything. It's a little too much, and I don't know if people are going to go in buy into that. I don't know much about Ryan Davis. I just saw some of his stand-up bits, and I was like, this is just like what Patrice O'Neill would think, and say the same type of stuff that this guy's saying. There's another guy on Kill Tony that became a regular. I don't believe the Keegan Carmichael, Mitch Hedberg guy has become a regular, but he's showing up kind of on a regular. I think he's just getting pulled on the bucket, maybe. I can't remember. I'm not sure. He's been on there a few times. I'm not sure if Kill Tony has made him a regular or not, or give him a golden ticket or something. I have to look into that. But anyway, I'd like to still see more of the guy. Maybe he could branch out and show his unique and less of the Mitch Hedberg impression. But there's another guy that came on there that some have said, I don't know if it's 100%. I think the guy is an amalgam of different type of characters. His Timmy No Breaks. People think he's trying to do like an Andrew Dice Clay, but he is more unique, in my opinion, about the way he approaches comedy and how he presents himself and doing all the crazy stunts and fun stuff that he does. I like him. I think he's unique enough to be like, he's not doing a impression of these guys. He's inspired by. So some Andrew Dice Clay maybe, and others. I don't know. He's not doing exact like a impersonation. And then there's the poor old Joe Rogan, who is he's an old hack now at this point for comedy, but he always tried to emulate and copy Sam Kinison. I don't think he copied him 100%. I don't think he did it well. But Sam Kinison was like, he was trying to be like a rock star of comedy, and Joe Rogan didn't do that. And me as a fan of comedy, I used to enjoy his previous stuff. His last one that he came out with on Netflix was a complete disappointment to me and very sad. With the copycats and being inspired of comedians, it's interesting to see, because I think some of these guys can really be successful if they're just more taking inspiration from these former greats of comedy, and they could do a good job because they've seen what works, they know their own style and personality, and they could come out with something and really do something fun. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Kill Tony. I like to watch every episode. Past couple of years, I've started watching it. It's a good, entertaining show. And Kill Tony, Tony Hinchcliffe reminds me of like a Simon Cowell of the early days of American Idol. Like, you'd be so mean to some of these people. So you would really listen to what Simon Cowell. If you watch that, you would listen to what he had to say. If it was negative, it would be very entertaining, and he would really cut to the ego of the person who thought they knew how to sing. Or if they're good at singing, he's gonna give you a compliment that you're gonna really take to heart more than the other people on the panel, because they're too afraid to hurt anybody's feelings. Get it? He's not afraid to hurt your feelings, to say the truth of what he's thinking, and he knows what he's talking about as a music producer type of person. So when he gives somebody a compliment that they're good, they have something here. They really hone their craft as a singer. They could do this, or whatever he has to say that's positive. And the other people on the panel will say something positive, but it won't mean as much because they're subdued and like nice to everyone. They try to make a nice compliment to every person that comes on the show to try out. They don't ever say anything mean. Certain ones. And some of them might try to do a little bit of, honest, brutal, honest critiques of people who know they should not be trying to be a professional singer. But that's what Kill Tony's like. If you suck, he's not going to hold back. He will make you aware of that. But I think he tries to make some sort of redeeming quality out of the person that tried to do stand up. That has nothing to do with comedy, because I don't know. I think he doesn't want people to hate this person for just that comedy. Now there's some people that they come on, they do a crappy 1 minute, they have no business doing comedy, and then they do the interview, and you find out they're just complete pieces of crap in every aspect of their life. And usually Tony will just end the interview more shortly once he realizes this person has no hope of redemption of any aspect of their life. Everything about them is shit, and they must go sooner than rather than later. That's just the way it is. movie called 57 Seconds that came out in 2023 with Morgan Freeman and Josh Hutcherson, I think. It was pretty good. I watched it for free recently on Tubi with ads, like regular TV mode. But it was pretty mostly a good movie. You know, it wasn't like a super awesome blockbuster type movie, but it was pretty good sci-fi type action movie. I liked it. If you're into sci-fi time travel type movies, I recommend it. So go watch it if you haven't seen it. Otherwise, if you have, or if you don't care if I spoil it, keep watching. Because I'm going to talk about the whole thing. And I might spoil it for you if you want to watch it. It's like set in kind of our modern times, maybe further in the future, because some of the technology is a little bit crazy that I don't think we have. Morgan Freeman is some kind of tech CEO that created basically like a Fitbit ring, watch thing or something, Whoop ring, whatever, but like more advanced. Like it's supposed to help you know how to take care of yourself better and remind you to exercise and how to eat and what, I don't know. And then they're debuting in this like a new version that makes you like help you do all that, but somehow makes you want to do those things. It makes you think that you want to do them more than you just are reminded to do them. It makes you want to do them. A little sketch. It's like a borderline mind control without saying it's mind control. Like it might be mind control. I don't know. But Josh Hutcherson is a character who wanted to interview him. He's like a independent journalist type guy, and so he's like crashing this event where he's speaking like a TED Talk or like some kind of corporate debut of a new product or something. And he is kind of put himself in that situation and try to get an interview. Also, one thing that bothered me about this movie, and I don't know why this bothers me so much, but I just had to point this out. Why is Morgan Freeman standing like that? Why is his foot like that? This is weird. I don't know why that bothers me. I just wanted you guys to see that. Just look at the way he's standing. His foot sideways. That makes me uncomfortable. And some crazy guy wants to go in and tries to go in and kill the Morgan Freeman character, the CEO dude, for whatever reason. I don't remember. I don't know if they talked about what his motivation or why. He thinks he is a bad person. So he like sneaks in as a security guard, takes out the other security guards, and jumps on the stage and try to kill Morgan Freeman character. And Josh Hutcherson character saves him. He like tackles the guy out and saves his life. And that made him agree to the interview after that. But during that time, he finds a little ring that the Morgan Freeman guy dropped. And this ring, when you press it, it takes you back in time 57 seconds. Hence the name of the film, 57 Seconds. So he figures out how that works, and of course he uses it to benefit his life and make it. First, he uses it on a girl that he just agreed to go on a date with or something, or they got a date, and then he like used the ring to like keep saying the right thing over and over again, like she didn't really respond to it. Let me try this. Let me try this again, and then of course he used it to gamble and make money and the usual things that you would do with the time travel device that takes you back almost a minute. Almost a minute.
No more bets? 15, flat. 15. Good luck to you.
There you go, sir.
15.
All right. No more bets? $15, black.
Okay.
His real goal, you find out, is that his ex-girlfriend or whoever died of a drug overdose from some drug that was deemed safe, and he's like has an agenda against this big pharma CEO who is like kind of the competition of Morgan Freeman, who's coming up with this new health tech that he is trying to put the big pharma CEO type guys out of business. And so he uses this as a way. He's trying to get in close with this big pharma CEO guy and get close to him so he can like blow the whistle on all his corruptness and make him go to jail, or reveal something to prove that he's a bad guy who does crime, just evil stuff. So he uses that time travel thing to like impress him. And oddly enough, during some party event that they're having, some crazy guy wants to kill the big pharma CEO dude. And he uses the time travel device to save him. Of course, he's saving himself too, because the guy was completely nuts and he was killing everybody there that was at the table. So what I noticed, I had to research as soon as I saw this scene and the repetitiveness of the guy saving a big CEO from a crazy guy trying to kill him. That happened to the tech guy and the big pharma guy. The first one was just random happenstance for the most part. And then the second one, he used the time travel thing to prevent the guy from achieving his goal of killing him. And this was in 2023. That when I thought that, I was like, when did the Luigi Mangione guy kill that insurance dude, CEO guy? That was a year later after this movie came out. So, I mean, I never heard of anybody doing that before. Luigi did it. He became some sort of a hero to a certain sect of people who think it's okay to kill those types of guys. And then, the whole movie was pretty entertaining. I liked it. And, for a short 90-minute film, it was based on a short story, apparently, that was written in 1969. And they just changed basically everything about the story to make this movie, which is crazy. Like, why even? Just because the concept of the time travel device going back in time, 57 seconds, which you have no idea why. Who cares? But in the original story, the significance of that time frame is apparently like, I don't think it's something to do with how long it takes your brain to register that you died or something crazy like that. I don't know. But I didn't like the very ending of it and the choice of Josh Hutcherson's character to basically reject Morgan Freeman when he offered him to work for him. Because he basically told him, hey man, I let you have that ring because I wanted to test and see what you would do with it. And you did everything to, well, for the most part, I mean, he gambled and made himself rich and helped himself get a girlfriend by impressing her with the beep, beep, beep. I don't know. They went so far off the source material that the plot lines and stuff is a little stale, repetitive, but I mean, we got Morgan Freeman and Josh Hutcherson doing some really good performances, and it's a fun, time travel type stuff is really fun. I always like time travel stuff. but his choice, like to at the end, to not take the job. And what he did instead was take the time travel ring and say, this is a bad thing to have. Nobody should have this because it just leads to bad stuff or whatever. And he breaks it like, I don't want to work for you. And I break this ring in front of the guy who invented it and let you have it. You think he doesn't have one or another one? And he wanted him, the whole reason was he was trying to find someone with good ethic morals to help him with this studies and trying to, well, I guess his idea was to somehow use the quantum time travel ability to stop everybody from having accidents ever. Because we're about to crash and die. But wait, nope, no, we're not. I don't know how that works on a whole wide scale because, well, that's what he was trying to get him to do. There's another character in the movie. It's like Morgan Freeman's assistant, who was like a half robot guy. He had all this light up stuff on his face, and I don't know what that was. It's like an AI bot guy, or maybe a fully integrated human with technology or something. I don't know. It's just a weird little thing they put in the movie. But I looked into this movie, and it's based, like I said before, it's based off the original story that was written in 1969. I don't remember the guy's name that wrote it, but he originally called the short story Lucifer. Because basically, it's like this guy who's a mortician finds the magic ring that does the 57-second time back travel. Every time you press it, it takes you back 57 seconds. He finds it on a dead body and then, uses it to enrich his life and everything like that. And then, crazy enough, the guy rewrote it and maybe edited it again 30 years later, 1999. So he originally wrote it in 1969, and he edited it and changed it into 1999. He added the origin of where that ring came from, which was aliens, a group of aliens who all had that ring, and one of the aliens died, I guess, in the morgue, and that's when the character of the story found it. And the ending of that one is completely different. Oh, I forgot to mention, he changed the name of the short story to Fallen Angel instead of Lucifer. I don't know what any of that has to do with that biblical stuff, other than the path of like taking the evil, doing the evil thing with the power. You find godlike power and you become evil, like Lucifer or the Fallen Angel. But it had other. But he made it to where the origin is aliens. So I don't know where he's going with that. And the author is prolific in his sci-fi writings. He wrote like hundreds of books, apparently. But the 2023 film, 57 Seconds, is his only one that ever made it into a film adaptation. I think he did some script writing for some actual shows. But that was like a job or something, not original. Not 100% original. But anyway, the ending of the original story was far more dark. All right, I forgot to mention that the real ending of the original short story had him falling out of an airplane, perpetually falling as he pressed the button to go back 57 seconds, just further up in the sky and falling another. And then he just kept doing that because if he stopped, he would die. And basically, the movie just took the idea of a time travel ring that took you back 57 seconds. And it didn't even explain why that time frame was significant. Something to do with the death thing. I don't remember. I did a deep dive on this, but I forgot some of the details. But I just couldn't believe that as a writer myself, like an aspiring new author of a self-published book and wanting to write books myself, the fact that this guy would take, after 30 years, he would go back and change a story that he wrote. In 1999, he decides I need to explain where this time travel ring came from that I wrote in this story 30 years ago. So that just goes to show you that this poet guy, I forgot his name, made the quote, he was talking about poetry, but it's all writing. That writing project or book or whatever is never completed. It's only abandoned. Which makes me feel better about the way I feel about my book, that I'm constantly not feeling like it's not like this between here and the paper is never going to match the way I wanted it to. Never. It never can. You just got to get as close as you can and move on, I guess. And part of that is just making it legible, comprehensive. Unlike the way I talk. Bananas.
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 So-
Everybody knows it's
It's
bananas.
getting about bad.
Bananas.
About out of
Banana.
almost out of time to eat.
Bananas, man. It's bananas.
But I was thinking,
Bananas.
how is it
Bananas.
that,
Bananas. It's bananas.
well, at least here in America, how do we always have fresh bananas in the grocery store?
Bananas, what we can do.
How is that possible?
It's bananas.
And I did a bunch of research on bananas. I had to know everything there is to know about bananas.
Bananas. I mean, it's bananas.
And we live in an age of the internet.
It's bananas.
So you can find out everything there is to know about bananas. Why do I need to know everything there is to know about bananas?
It's bananas. It's bananas. It's bananas. It's like an alternative universe. It's bananas. Oh, it's bananas. Oh, bananas to watch. It's bananas. It's bananas. It's bananas.
Just because I can know everything. I can know everything about bananas, so I will. It makes no sense.
It's bananas.
But I learned a few things. The reason that we can always have them in our grocery stores is because they're grow year-round. They grow all year round in tropical climates in South America, which is just south of here in America. And they just ship them up here.
It's bananas. I think it's bananas.
We always have fresh bananas, always. Another thing I learned is that their clothes, which makes them very susceptible to viruses or whatever in the plant world, to destroy them. Because if a sickness or something
It's bananas. It's bananas. It's bananas.
can affect a banana,
Bananas.
Yeah.
It's bananas.
it affects all of them, because they're clones. They're all the same DNA makeup. And that's why you get consistency in them. They're all the same all the time, everywhere. They're all clones. It's crazy. It's like the clone army of Star Wars.
Bananas. It's bananas.
I don't know. You know what that means in the plant world? I also learned that the name banana comes from the original African name that they had them in,
Bananas.
I don't know, in the trade organization. I don't know. Banana in some African dialect. They just kept that name, and it's spelled different. That's it. Banana.
Bro, it's bananas how hard it is.
I didn't go into the details of the plantain that I heard about before. The whole plantain thing, like maybe it's a genetically modified from a plantain, but these are clones. So they invented this. They genetically modified plantains into a banana. Maybe, I don't know. It seems like that's not true 100%. I don't know. I didn't take a deep enough dive. Because I heard about plantains before. Like the original banana. I don't know. But one thing I did learn is that you may think that you open the banana here. on this side because of, I don't know, cartoons and media and everything else, TV shows. That's all they show you. This is the part this is the part you handle. This is the handle that you hold. You open it from this end. And this is the way gorillas and monkeys open it. Just like this. And you just take the little seed thing off. It's perfect banana under here. It's starting to brown, but it's still good. So good. I love banana. You love banana? This is the first thing I've ate all day. I've been trying to do the 1 meal a day diet. It's not really a diet, it's just fasting. But it's easier than I thought. Turns out eating is a coping mechanism. Who knew? All right. Well, thank you for watching the episode. And I'll see you next time. Please like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends and family. Give me your complete undivided attention at all times. And give me your money, your love and devotion. I'm trying to create a cult.
What do you get?
I don't think so.
When you cross
I think
a
we're
mentally
done
ill
with you,
loner
George. That's
with a
it.
society that abandons him?
Manic, Matt.
Was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?